Now, the rest of the story.
Shut the Bobcat off so you can hear me. So this is going to be a kind of a backwards cell phone video, and it is, well, the first video that I've filmed of 2021, and overall I'd say we're kind of running behind when it comes to cattle. Not super behind. Normally we do work all of our feeder calves in January. It's just that the way things panned out, we took some extra time to build the lot up out of my brother's place. So getting his calves weaned off like we did pushed us a little bit farther behind than what we normally are. It's not the end of the world. Ryan and I just got done yesterday getting the steer lot ready out there. Now the steer lot in itself is, for the most part, all right. It's just that we had to run a new hot wire around it and new insulators around it, and doing it in the snow where you're trudging through a foot, 2 feet of snow, depending on where the drifts are. But we got it set up. We got the new zapper, which is, I'm thinking, a lot sharper, a lot stronger than the zapper that was on there. Hopefully keep the feeder calves, the cows, off of it better than what the old one did, because when the steers aren't in there, the feeder calves aren't in there, generally we'll open it back up and it's another acre or so. I guess we were trying to decide how many acres it actually was in that pasture, and let the cows into it in the summer and keep it grazed down. I'm over at the home farm, and like I said, I'm in the Bobcat, but what I'm doing is addressing my manure pile. I mean, I guess you could put this in the same category of things that I didn't get done as soon as I would have really liked. A lot of this pile out this way, you can see where I've already cleaned it up, was part of the bed pack that was in front of the shed here, and then on the inside of the shed, and it's been like this pretty much since August. So it's composting. It's steaming. I don't know if you guys can really see. Oh yeah, directly ahead. I mean, you can see the heat coming up out of it. I mean, that snow's probably gonna cool it off just a little bit. So the plan is everything over here yet. I'm just piling it back up and piling it up as high as I could. Really just trying to get some of my lot space back, and if and when I get a chance in the JCB, because it has the teleboom on it, I get that over here. Won't take me very long, but I'll go around it again, and all of this is going to settle, because it just will. And what I'll do is I'll actually use the teleboom, and I'll make a really high pile and stack it up. Ideally, this is going to be hauled out soon, sometime here. Actually, they're calling for more snow, so maybe it won't happen until closer to spring, which, it's not the end of the world. I mean, I know where I want to haul it. It's just getting to it. And the problem is, where I'm at right now is the cows out of my brother's place have been weaned off. His feeder calves are ready to go down to the steer lot, which we just got ready to go. My cows, my dad's cows, my calves, my dad's calves are all down at my place in the same pasture. Now the plan is, I'm actually going to sort off all of my cows, not my calves, but my cows, into a separate lot down at my place, and leave the calves in, or my feeder calves in, with my dad's cows and calves. Get the calves weaned off. I mean, they're to the point now where a few days, and any of the calves that may still be sucking won't be. They're the ones that are still nursing really shouldn't be, in my opinion. So I mean, it really shouldn't be that big of a deal. Shouldn't be too hard on them. Then hopefully by the end of the week here, I'm going to bring my cows back up to this lot, so that way all of my cows are separate from my dad's. I can watch them up here going into the spring, the summer. They should technically calve mid to late March up through June. Left them in with the bull. The bull is probably actually going to come back up here because my dad's cows, as I've said in previous videos, we got about 10 to 12 babies out of my dad's cows that I would rather they not get bred back till later on here. So I mean, I don't want them to come right back and getting bred again. Not this soon anyway, but ideally, we'll go through, then we'll sort off the feeder calves away from my dad's cows. So all of my feeder calves, all of dad's feeder calves, I'll sort those in, leave my dad's cows out in the pasture. Once my dad's calves are weaned off, or the ones that are big enough to be weaned off are no longer bawling, which, another few days to a week, I'll haul all of the feeder calves, all of mine, all of my dad's, out to my brother's place in that pole shed out there. Once you do that, we can go through, run them through the chute, we'll vaccinate them, band them, cut them. I got one with horns out of mine that needs to have his horns knocked off. Ryan is going to go through and preg check all of his cows. Once again, for those of you who've been watching my channel, that was my intentions also. Preg checking everything, mine and my dad's. I could actually do mine. I mean, once we get them over here, it really shouldn't be that big of a deal. But dad's, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to preg check them at this point because I had how many? 2/3 or 3/4 or so of the cows calved earlier on that we'd be looking to check to see if they're bred. But then these last dozen or so, I don't have an exact number of how many calves I got because I literally just saw a new calf, not with a brand new umbilical on him, but he's still carrying it around, which really they shouldn't be at this point if for how long I thought we had the cows calved out. So a little bit of a headache, but the way it's going right now, we actually have a nice trailer load of fall calves for my dad, so there aren't any alarm bells really going off. It's not the end of the world as far as any of us are really concerned. So my calves, I'd really like to see them gone by April. My loan payment was due probably right about the time this video has been released. So my calves won't be sold before the payment was due, but that is taken care of, and that's all we really need to say about that. But right now, or as I have been doing, I'm just going to stack this up out of the way so I can get my cows up here and get them bedded. And I need to get another bale feeder out here because I took one of them down to my place. But ideally, once we go through and do all the feeder calves, we vaccinate them and everything, then my calves I'm planning on bringing into the front lot at the home farm. And I got enough feed to feed them for 60 to 90 days, and we'll be sitting pretty good because I'm not planning on putting a whole lot of weight on them. I'm actually aiming more towards just maintaining them, put a little bit of a frame on them, and ideally they'll just be sold for grass calves, for people that are looking to buy a bunch of feeder calves just to put on grass, and they'll supplement them that way for cheap gain. I mean, it's probably how that's going to go. That's what my current plan is, which isn't exactly all that similar to the original plan I had when I did the feeder calves. So with the Bobcat off, it's officially getting cold in here, and my toes are starting to freeze. So I'm going to get back to work. I just figured you guys would like to know what we're doing. I mean, it's winter. Winter is here. As you can see, it's a big pile of poop, and then it's white all around us. All of our bedding, if you guys can still hear me, that's what's behind me. This outside shed is full with about 90% of our bedding at this place. And this stuff, like I've said, makes some beautiful feed because we made it dry. And this fodder, this bedding, was made off of the home farm that had the worst wind damage this summer. So all those ears and all whatnot that we didn't get picked up, when you put these bales out, you need to be prepared to run. The reason I say that is because the cows do not care about you being between them and this bale, so they can nose through it and find any of those ears of corn or whatever else they want out of it, because they will go for these long before any of the nice second, third cut grass bales I've been putting out for them, which they pretty much, they lick that stuff up like it's candy. But these are almost a hazard to your health, feeding these out. So good, bad. I mean, making good out of a bad situation. So that's why we made them here. So with that, like I said, my toes are cold. I'll get you guys caught up on whatever else we're doing here going forward. The 76 isn't back yet. Hopefully I'll have that back in 2 days. Warranty work, that'll probably be the next video. I'll probably talk to you on the ride home. Then moving cattle and vaccinating cattle, which probably won't have a video doing that because that'll be something you can see up on Ryan's channel. And I'm already excited for spring. I'm glad that New Year's and Christmas is over and we can get back on a routine and places are open and whatnot. So looking forward to this year bigly. I mean, I place the year we're going into with all the other stuff that's going on, not on my mind, but actually what this year's got coming for us, I'm really looking forward to this year. So with that, you guys are watching the rest of the story. Thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. Take care. Take it easy. Keep in touch. Talk to you guys later or next time or both.